Have you ever noticed, whenever a cat and a dog look at each other, it feels like the biggest world war in the world is about to start? On one side, the attitude queen cat, and on the other side, the overexcited dog who just wants to be friends. But imagine if one day they stopped fighting and became friends. Sounds impossible, right? But today's story will prove that the strongest thing in the world is not power, not speed, not claws, not teeth. The strongest thing is friendship. And this is the story of a little white cat named Misty and a sweet brown dog named Cheru. Misty lived in the corner of an old colony, small, slim, with sharp eyes. Her attitude was completely royal. She walked as if on a ramp walk, and if anyone touched her milk, well, then it was over. On the other side, Cheru, a little chubby, a little slow, but pure-hearted. He considered every person in the colony his friend, even the postman. But there was a problem. Misty didn't like Cheru at all. Whenever Cheru came near, Misty would hiss and run away, and Cheru would get confused. I just wanted to say hello. And the children of the colony would say, a cat and a dog can never be friends. But life loves to give surprises. And one day, everything was about to change. Sometimes, people who stay apart end up becoming the closest to each other. One evening, dark clouds covered the sky. The wind began to blow strongly. The children went inside their homes. And then, a new construction machine arrived near the colony. Loud noise, loud drilling. All the animals got scared. Misty was in her usual corner, but the noise was so loud that she panicked. She ran across the street and, by mistake, entered an old warehouse. It was dark inside. The door suddenly shut with the wind. Misty was trapped. Darkness, silence, and outside a storm. For the first time, Misty felt fear. She screamed, but no one was listening. Cheru saw that Misty was missing. He checked his usual spots. Checked the milk auntie's corner, but Misty was nowhere to be found. And then he heard a faint meow from the warehouse. Cheru's heart started beating fast. It was dark inside. The storm was still raging, but Cheru decided, whether she likes me or not, she's part of the colony, and I won't leave her alone. Cheru stood in front of the warehouse door. It was dark inside. Lightning flashed. A shadow moved slightly. Would Cheru go inside, or would fear stop him? Cheru took a deep breath and pushed the door. Everything inside was dark. Misty was in a corner. Fear was in her eyes. When she saw Cheru, she hissed at first, but then she realized he had come to help. Cheru slowly barked to signal, "I'm here," but the problem was, the door was jammed from outside. They were both trapped. The storm was getting stronger. Water was dripping from the warehouse roof. The situation was serious. What if the roof collapsed? What if the water rose? Would Misty and Cheru survive? Or would the colony lose them forever? Cheru saw a small broken window above. Misty was light and agile. Cheru was strong. Cheru stood below. He signaled. Misty was hesitant. But then she climbed onto Cheru's back for the first time, without hissing, without anger. Cheru gave his full strength. Misty jumped and reached the window. She jumped outside. Now it was Cheru's turn, but Cheru was heavy. He couldn't jump. Misty watched from outside. For the first time, she felt tension for Cheru, and then she ran toward the colony, meowing loudly. People saw. A man came with tools. The warehouse door was opened. Cheru was safe. The storm had ended. The colony returned to normal. But everything had changed between Misty and Cheru. The next day, Cheru sat in his usual spot. Misty quietly approached him. Cheru thought she would hiss again, but this time, Misty sat beside him and just sat quietly. The children of the colony were shocked. OMG, a cat and a dog together? Yes, because real friendship happens when you stand with someone. Even when the world considers you different, Misty learned that not every loud barker is an enemy. Cheru learned that not every attitude cat is bad, and the colony learned that despite differences, unity is possible. Friends, sometimes in life we are like Misty. We judge, we keep distance, and sometimes we are like Cheru, wanting to give friendship, but not understood. But remember, real courage is not just in fighting. Real courage is standing up for someone, whether they are your friend or a friend of the future. If you liked Misty and Cheru's friendship, make sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more heart-touching stories. Comment if you have both a cat and a dog. What are their names? See you in the next story, where once again, a small world will give a big lesson